are here with Fae Creations. Thanks so much for tuning in to another soap making adventure. Pardon me as my blender here is all tangled up in wires. Today's soap is a lavender one that I plan on keeping in rotation as part of like a permanent lavender scented bar in my collection throughout the year. So I have a Lavender Woods and Honey fragrance from Crafter's Choice. I buy it from Wholesale Supplies Plus. I like free shipping. So that is what we're doing today, a lavender soap. And I'm going to get started here. I have my lye solution, which has Tussa Silk and sodium lactate, and I'm going to set that to the side. Let me think here. I'm looking at what's on my table for a reason, because not starting off with the lye solution. My oils are at room temperature. I think there's 6 different oils in here since I've changed my recipe. I also have some kaolin clay in here, and instead of coconut milk, I've replaced my milk powder with some goat milk. So in here is also some local honey. So I'm going to add that in first, little slurry of goat milk and honey, and mix that into my oils, and then add my lye solution. That is the plan. So I just have that barely mixed together so that it's all combined, but it's not at a trace because I want to do a bottom layer, a textured bottom layer of white on the bottom first. So I'm just going to split this up into 4 different containers, set the 3 cups to the side, and then we'll get started on the bowl, the big bowl. Now that I have that big container all scraped out, my 3 cups off to the side, I'm working with the bottom layer. I just added some titanium dioxide that has been dispersed in water. I also have some poppy seeds, a little exfoliation, and a little bit of a design. I'm going to give that a mix, get that to a trace, probably like a medium to thick trace, because we're going to want this to set up a bit fast so that we can get the other colors on top before they start getting too thick. I'm gonna hand stir in the fragrance and then start pouring. The description of this fragrance is soft lavender woody fragrance, brightened by lemon and sweetened by a hint of honey. I like it. It's not too too much lavender. I think that the lemon and the honey kind of tones it down a little bit. In the bottle, kind of smells a little bit like an herb, like an herby garden fragrance. And it also smells like something that I think could be also described as cologne, but we'll see how it smells once we get it into the soap and unmolded the next day. Sometimes it just morphs a little bit, and what you smell in the bottle completely changes from how it smells in the bars of soap. So let's get the molds over here and pour this layer in. So I think this is set up enough, yep, that I can play in it. I'm going to texture it a little bit, kind of pile it up a little bit more on one side. And then I have a little tea strainer off to the side. I am going to put some Sahara Gold Mica by Nurture's Soap. Do a little mica line in this. And then I will get the other colors together and we'll mix them up. Next up, more titanium dioxide dispersed in water into the smallest. And I've got a couple different purples here that I just felt like mixing together. So this is an iris purple, These are all by Nurture Soap. Add a little bit of that in there with a little bit of this Wild Violet Enviro Glitter for a little sparkle. And then into the other one, I've got some Fantasia, a bit of a darker purple with some more Enviro Glitter. This one is called Mardi Gras. We'll mix them up and see what we get. Happy with those two purples, one a little lighter, one a little darker. So I'm gonna add my fragrance, pop that in there, stir it, and then I'm going to mix them into a, well, I'm gonna do like a in the pot swirl into another bowl. So I'll pour them into one of those white buckets, and then yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. You guys, I don't know how to make a soap. I just kind of like going with the flow here. Never really have it 100% planned out. Kind of envision it and put it together in my head as I go. So in the pot swirl, and then we'll pour this on top of that white layer. That's what we're doing. I'm going to scrape down all the sides here and make sure all of that mica is fully incorporated as well, and it's not sticking to the sides, and we're just nice even color here. And then I think I'm not going to scrape out these cups. I'm going to leave a little bit to drizzle on the top of the soap because we're going to keep it uniced and a low top. All right, on top of the soap, I'm gonna take this chapstick, and I think I'm just going to kind of swirl these colors a little bit. Get my pattern going here, deciding what I want to do. This way. Try and grab all of those colors. And then I have some botanicals off to the side. I thought floral woods and flowers. I've got, oh here, let me tell you what these are. There you go. These are some jasmine. I got all of these herbs from Brambleberry. I've got some dried lavender and some cornflower petals. And I'm just going to, my corners aren't filled in there. Get over there. Gotta bang these down. Give me a second. All right, like that better. I'm gonna start off by putting 2 of these jasmine flowers, line them up, Tierra, on each bar, and then I'll just randomly sprinkle the rest of those flowers on top. So, how is everyone's summer going? Hopefully, so far, it is looking to be a lot better than last year's summer, with COVID being, oh my God, the topic of conversation and everyone having to stay inside their houses. Hopefully this year is starting to look a little better for everyone. I know we're kicking things off with some fun things that we didn't get to do last year, and we're just going to be really, really busy. Like, it's been a while since I've been able to say that. I keep dropping these. I might as well just throw them on there and not care about where they land, but I know they're just going to cause problems when I go to cut them. So my town of Darlington, they do a 4th of July celebration, an Independence Day celebration in June. Like at the end of June is when they throw theirs, and they do a parade and fireworks, and they have a food truck thing going on, and there's just a lot happening, and I'm so excited that we get to experience it this year. I know last year it was canceled, and then, you know, we didn't live here anyway. We didn't live here in July. We didn't quite buy the house yet. We did find the house, but we didn't buy it. So this is going to be really exciting when this town really starts to kick off all its fun festivities and get things going. But that is this weekend, and I've invited some family and friends over for a little cookout. And the parade starts the street right across from me. So it comes out of the street in front of my house and goes down the street, and it's like we got front row seats to the parade. Just gonna sit out on my lawn and eat some nice food. It's Bash's first 4th of July, so I'm interested in how he's going to handle fireworks. But once the parade goes down the street, they go down to the park, where there is like an American Idol type contest, which I might just tell Bradley he's going to have to try out. He's going to hate me for it and probably say no, but I feel like if I get everyone on my side to like peer pressure him into trying out for this American Idol, maybe he'll do it. And I got Bash these cute little earmuffs, like protective earmuffs for the fireworks, even if he probably won't stay up that late, but I don't think he's going to have a choice. And then I'm wondering, is he even going to keep these on his head? You know, I bought him sunglasses and he just wants to chew on them. It's more of a novelty thing. What else? Oh, we've got a vacation planned for the actual 4th of July. We are going away to Myrtle Beach. I have never been to Myrtle Beach, and I've also never driven 11 hours in the car with a 8-month-old either. So we'll see how that goes. But Brad's family, his brothers and his parents are all going down there, so we're all going to stay together, which now that there are 3 little boys, it's kind of like, oh, this is going to be fun, you know, making memories, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, there's going to be how many of us in this condo and how many kids. So hopefully it's a good time and not a disaster, but you know, it's one of many things I'm sure we will get to do together as a family. I'm so excited for these boys to grow up together. I'll post some like pictures of the parade at the end of this video for anyone interested. I just love these cornflowers. Why don't I use these more often? They're just such a pretty color, and they're contrast on top of a soap. They're just gorgeous. All right, now for the star of the show, the dried lavender, which dried lavender I don't like using very often on top of soaps. I think a lot of soap makers have problems with it because they turn brown when they interact. Most botanicals do. They'll turn brown when they interact with the lye in the soap, and then they look like little mouse turds, and it's not pretty. So I don't usually put them on very often, but it's a lavender soap, so I feel like you have to. Sprinkle some of those on there. I'm not going to push them in. I think that's also the key to not getting them to turn brown, is just to have them barely sitting on top, and if they fall off, they fall off. You'll still have a few on there. So we're going to put a lot of those on there in case they do decide to fall off. And I think that's all I'm going to do with this soap. That is it. I will let this sit. I'm going to say 24 hours, but I know what I'm going to be doing in 24 hours. I'm going to be hosting this 4th of July picnic and fireworks and the pool and people. So these are probably going to sit for a couple days before I come back and cut them open. But I will give you guys a close-up look and bring you back when we take a peek at the inside. Alright, let's take a peek at the inside. I already have, and I'll explain why in a second, but I can tell you I adore this soap. I think it is just darling. Which way are we going here? This way. I love the swirls in it. Those purples are just so pretty. The poppy seeds in it, all of it. I love all of it, except the fragrance. Now, it's not that I hate the fragrance. It's just not what I expected. It has a little bit of a cologne scent to it even after it's in the soap. So I don't know, maybe I'm just off on these lavender scents lately, but I'm getting that like zing to it. I don't know if it's a zesty, the lemon in it, I don't know. It smells a little bit too cologne-y for me. So I think I am going to change up the fragrance for my future batches and get something that focuses a little bit more on the lavender. It's not a bad smell, it's not. I don't know. To me, it doesn't smell how I expected it to. So, one last thing going on the front of this soap. Here's the top of it. There is a stamp that I got. So when I was looking for a sun stamp for my Sunstone soap, I came across this little this little stamp. It's called a seed bud stem, is what the person who made it considered calling it, but to me I thought it looked like a lavender bunch. So originally I wanted to stamp a lavender bunch on the front of this, so I was thinking about doing it in the gold, just to tie in that gold mica line and to have it really pop. Well then, when I was going to stamp the soap, I thought, hey, this is supposed to be lavender. Shouldn't it be purple? So I went on my Facebook and asked some of my friends and family members, do you think I should do this in purple or do you think I should do this in gold? And I haven't tallied it up, but it seems to be a mix of both. And then there's the people who say, I like both. So then I said, well, I'll just make everyone happy. And that's what I'll do. I will do this stamp in gold and then do some in purple. So here's the purple. Looks like lavender to me, but I really do like the gold in the original plan that I have. So at the end of this cutting, I will go ahead and stamp the gold lavender bunch on this. This soap will be available on August 27th, the last of the summer themed soaps, but again, I want to do this one a couple times a year just to keep a lavender soap in my shop and in stock. So if you want to purchase this, you can get it on August 27th. I want to thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give a thumbs up. And if you are new, well, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and join me for more fun soap making videos. Any questions or comments, you can leave them for me in the comment section down below. And until next time, I hope you guys have a very nice day. And I will smell you later.